Prisoners begins with the scene of ordinary life, a suburban Thanksgiving, children playing in the yard, families sharing laughter, and then abruptly that equilibrium is shattered. Two young girls vanish and a neighborhood descends into chaos. Keller Dover, a devout and protective father, is thrust into a situation that defies reason. His structured world collapses under the weight of fear and uncertainty. Logic is no longer sufficient. Dover reacts instinctively, propelled by desperation. By contrast, Detective Loki approaches the investigation with composure and method. He observes, analyzes, and relies upon procedure. Dover, however, is governed by emotion. His actions, though human, begin to blur the boundary between justice and transgression. In this video, we're going to dive into the symbolism of prisoners. Let's talk about it.
And why did you look for my fucking daughter rather than fucking... Hey.
Dover's moral decline is both deliberate and incremental. Initially, he searches, he questions, he pleads. As frustration escalates, he threatens. Ultimately, he resorts to torture. These acts are not evil for their own sake. They emerge from fear and desperation, from love at its most unfiltered. The narrative compels the audience to confront uncomfortable questions. How far would one go to protect their child? When the mechanisms of law fail, when time is finite, when every second matters, what moral compromises become conceivable? Dover's obsessions consumes him, compelling choices that entrench him further in ethical ambiguity. Dennis juxtaposes Dover with Loki, the impulsive versus the analytical, the emotional versus the rational, yet both are ensnared by circumstances, both desperate, both fundamentally human. Symbolism permeates the film. The recurring image of the maze is more than a drawing. It's a manifestation of Dover's psyche, a representation of his moral labyrinth. Keys, locks, and tunnels are not mere props. They signify control, confinement, and the ethical constraints of human action. Roger's cinematography amplifies these themes. Muted color palettes, profound shadows, rain and snow create an atmosphere of isolation and tension. Every composition conveys Dover's psychological and moral strain. Even the minutiae are deliberate. The interplay of light through windows, the desolate hallways, the snow masking footprints, each frame reinforces unease, moral uncertainty, and the encroachment of desperation upon ordinary life. Every single choice that Dover makes comes with a cost. He's not just trying to save his daughter, he's trying to hold onto the man he believes himself to be. And Dennis doesn't let the audience off easy. We feel for Dover, we empathize, but we also cringe at what he does, and that's the point. The movie keeps pushing the question, when does love justify crossing a line? When does desperation turn into darkness? And how much are you willing to risk your own morals, your humanity, to save someone you love? It's not just Dover, Loki's affected too. The tension of solving a crime while trying to maintain order and morality creates this almost unbearable pressure. You realize that the movie isn't just about one character, it's about what desperation does to all of us when we're confronted with the unimaginable.
Making children disappear is the war we wage with God.
One of the film's most memorable lines comes when the character reflects on the enormity of human desperation. We're waging war against God. It's not literal, it's metaphorical. It captures the feeling of confronting forces beyond human control, fate, mortality, and the chaos of life itself. Dover, in his obsession and rage, is challenging the natural order. He's trying to assert control where none truly exists. The line also underscores the moral weight of the story. Dover is not merely just breaking laws, he's challenging divine natural order, acting as judge, jury, and executioner. Dennis uses this idea to deepen the tension between human desperation and ethical responsibility by framing Dover's action as a rebellion against something larger than himself, God, fate, morality. The film elevates its narrative. It's not just a crime thriller, it becomes meditation on power, responsibility, and the consequences of trying to impose human will on an indifferent universe. By the end of the movie, nothing is neat. Justice isn't simple, morality isn't clear-cut, and the real kicker, the darkness isn't always outside. Sometimes it's in us. Prisoner isn't just a thriller, it's a mirror. It asks us to look at ourselves and ask, what would I do if it were my child? How far would I go? And maybe, how much morality would I be willing to bend? And that's why the movie sticks with us after it ends. Thank you for watching. Love you. God bless. I'll see you in the next video.